Hello and welcome to an Inquisitive Crafter. This is episode 75. I am Susie, a crocheter and knitter in the North Texas area. Drinking some coffee. It's like 9:30 in the morning. My husband woke up and he usually likes to come and watch TV in the living room where I'm sitting right now. But I asked him, can you go back to sleep for a little bit longer? He said, no problem. So we'll see. I hope you guys are having a great week. Happy 4th of July. Today is Saturday, the 4th. I wish I had saved it. I saw some counselor post that even if you're feeling sad about your country, which I'm feeling sad about the state of our country, my country, tis of thee, that you can still celebrate the past and the future and your family. So I thought that was pretty good, and that's what I'm trying to do. I think it's interesting, though. It's the 250th birthday of the United States, and you would think that we would be plastered with flags and whatever, and it's not like that. I mean, we've had more decorations just for non-monumental birthdays for the 4th of July in the past than we have now. It's pretty telling. Okay, but you are not here for that. You are here for yarn. So I wanted to ask, looking over at my iPad, it has my notes. Should I tell you what I'm going to talk about beforehand, or should I just start rambling, as is my normal thing? I'm very good at the rambling. And I usually do have a plan, but that plan is not always executed. Looking at my bird feeder outside, my bird feeder is bringing me so much joy. We were having so many birds the other day. I always say I'm battling Sir Squirrelio because the bird feeder is close to my house because, well, I've talked about this before, but I can't, if I can get it to where my husband can look at it and I can look at it all day, then it's going to be close to the house, just by how my backyard is. And so the squirrels can jump from the house to the bird feeder. And I've tried putting spicy seed out, and that's not stopping them. So yesterday I walked into the living room, and Sir Squirrelio, there's like a family of 3 squirrels that are doing this. So it's probably a girl, but Sir Squirrelio was sitting on my bird feeder, happily eating away, and I went to go scare him off, and then he started drinking water out of the little water, the bird bath thing. And how can I stop an animal in this almost 100-degree heat from drinking water? So I let him drink his water, and then I scared him off. But we have had so many birds, and it's been really nice. Makes me feel guilty. I bought one for my mother, and with the intent of going and feeding refilling it every week. And I've been mostly doing that, but I have to refill mine every day. Partially because of the squirrel, but partially because of all the birds. Not my tube feeders, but my little flat tray, which is the big draw, I think. So my mother really likes the cardinals, and the cardinals like the flat tray. Okay, quit looking at the birds, Susie. All right, so I have a finished object. I have been working on the Rose City sliders, what I'm calling the Rose City sliders. These are the Rose City rollers. All of the information will be in the show notes below. I don't remember who wrote this pattern. This is in Board Shorts colorway of Knit Picks Felici. And I made these for my son who wears a size 16 shoe. So these are size 16s. So I had talked about this before. I'm so sorry. I it gives you, the pattern gives you two options for a rounded toe or a square toe. And I did the rounded toe, and then I had him try it on, and he has toes that look like this. His middle toe, yeah, is taller than the rest of his toes. So his toes kind of arch like that, not like flat. So I thought, I wonder if the square toe would be better. So I then made the second sock, and I was going to do the square toe. I did the square toe, most of it. I had like four rows left before I finished, and I went to count rows on the first sock to make sure I had enough. And the second sock was like 18 rows short. So I ripped out the square toe. I had him try the first sock on again. I guess the yarn had stretched because I keep, pulling on it, messing with it. But he said it fit fine. And so I just did the rounded toe on the second one. So Crazy Sock Lady and Lisa of 72 Stitches, they both recommend putting, Crazy Sock Lady, I think, was the one that recommended it, and then Lisa picked it up, but whatever. They recommend putting stitch markers, light bulb stitch markers, every 10 rows or 20 rows or whatever for your sock, so that your second sock has exactly the same amount of rows and you're not sitting there counting. And I recommend that. I did not do that. I went to the first sock, I had no stitch markers on it, and I counted and put stitch markers, and then I did the second one and I counted and I put stitch markers. So whatever. So I have promptly, the sock is over on my my indoor bike, so I'm not going to show that. But I have started, I cast on a new pair of socks. I am making, what am I making? For my son, out of this Santorini colorway. My middle child, I am making the, how do I put this in here? Comfort Core Socks by Summer Lee, a shorty one, so version B. And so I have like maybe 8 rows of the cup done, and I'm working on that on my exercise bike. All right. Okay. So that's my only finished object. Okay, but I have been working on some things. The first one I left in my car, so I don't have to show you, but I'll put a picture in of what I've done. The classic ribbed hat by Purl Soho. I'm using some bioluminescence colorway yarn from Euphoria Knits. I think it's Euphoria Knits. And I love this colorway. It's just a basic ribbed hat. And it was for, I have 3 brothers. It was for one brother because he goes clubbing still. And so he would have more use of something that glows under black light, which this does. But he prefers blue. And I have another brother that loves green, and so I might give it to him. He has younger kids, like he has a high schooler and a middle schooler, so maybe he would have use for a blacklight hat, but he's not very party, so I don't know. Or I may keep it because I love the colors, and I have no use for a blacklight hat whatsoever. I would have, though, if I kept teaching, but I retired. So anyway, that's been my doctor's office knitting. So that's been a good project, but again, I left it in the car. But I have gotten quite a bit further than the last time you saw it. I'll show it with the marker. Okay, the next thing I've been working on is my crocheted jelly roll blanket by KF Jones. So I am doing this in, this is DK weight straps. I'm using a size G 4mm hook. And the last time, yarn management. That's the problem with this. It's a long, it's not too long, but it's long strips. And then when you turn it, the yarn gets all tangled. I thought I had miscounted some stitches. Okay, the last time I showed you, I was here on this. So I have since finished that strip. So that was the second strip. And I am on the third. So I've done a little bit of the third. Look at that pink. I made a hat out of this for my daughter, and I did not fully appreciate all the little purple blips in there. But it kind of looks like I didn't color catch the yarn and the purple came from somewhere else, which I kind of like. Okay, that's enough use of the word kind of. This project is enjoyable, especially the parts where I'm using my hypnotic yarn, my yarnable yarn. Hypnotic yarn, yeah. That's super soft. And this pink, that's hypnotic yarn. It's really soft. And then I'm also loving the self-striping. That is very fun. These longer strips of the same color, not as much fun, although this is hypnotic yarn also. So I don't know. What I want this to be is I finish a project and put the yarn in. That's what I want. But now I'm just collecting yarn and not putting it in fast enough. That's okay. It'll all happen. That's an enjoyable project. Okay, this is what I want. Have I talked about this? I've talked about how I don't like the join of this. I don't like my join. It's not a pattern problem. It's the way I'm doing it. I obviously don't understand. So here's where's it good? Oh. Okay. Here's the right side. Look at the joins. That's okay. And then the wrong side. The joins are horrible. I don't know. What I want is on the knitted blanket, because she has a knitted version also. On the knitted blanket, it has a ridge where she's picked up the stitches, and I really find that attractive. And I wish, what is it where you can do with the half double crochet where you can pick it up and it shoves the whole V-stitch forward, so it would make that ridge. I want to figure that out because I think that would be nice. But right now my brain doesn't have that capability, so we'll see. I just haven't sat down with it, and I have so many things I want to do that's on the back burner, but that's what I want. But I'm going to finish this one the way it is, and then we'll see. This is being kept in my happy little yarn bag, that Amy of Happy Little Yarn made. That's a good big bag. Okay, I think I envisioned having that done by the end of Splashpad Party. It's not going to be happening. Okay, I did want to mention this because I don't think I've mentioned this. I was working on, and it's not in my show notes now, so it may not get in the show notes either. I was working on Vanilla is the New Black socks, and I was using Whimsy Stitches Yarn Co. standard sock in the colorway PSL Pumpkin Spice Life. And then I put it down and didn't work on it, so I ripped it out. Just took it all out. I was in the heel section and I did not understand what was happening. So I just ripped it out, and I don't feel like working on this colorway right now because it's not fall. So I'm keeping it in my Whimsy Stitches eyeball bag, Halloween bag. And it'll be ready for me for some Halloween. Maybe not this Halloween though. But I did make some progress there by ripping it out. Okay, I was all excited about my Wanderlust Ruana, by Anastasia R. Smith. This was my birthday cast on. I am using Comfy something. I am using Comfy Cotton Blend in the colorway Whipped Cream. That's nice. This is being kept, well, I've moved it into my Splashpad Party bag because I love this bag. And I was using it for my cup cozies, and then I got mad because that panda cup cozy was a little too tight. And so I've set that project aside for a little bit. And I have not worked on this as much as I thought. Well, the puff stitches they take a long time. So let me show you where I am. Where's the bottom? Okay. So I think that's where I was the last time I showed you. There's my happy birthday, progress keeper, and this is what I've done. It is going to be gorgeous when it's finished. I can't remember if it's going to fit me or my daughter, but who cares? I have 3 skeins of this yarn, so I'll probably have to use, if I choose to do the fringe at the bottom of it, I'll have to do a different color, I think, but we will see. So I am working on it, but it's not something, oh, my stomach. It's not something that you can watch TV with, like if you're engaged in TV. So NPR is sending me messages. I can't be bothered with that right now. And then the last thing I've been working on a little bit, I picked up my Sock Scraps Granny Stripe Blanket by Leila McCullough, which is in my whale bag. That was made by Donna's Designs. And it has a little bomb pop, which I didn't put on anything, so it will have to wait till next year. Okay, I have not put in too much effort in this, but I did pick it up and work on it some, and I was like so happy. So I'm using an F hook for this. This is a Purl's Odyssey hook. This is fingering weight yarn. I'm using fingering weight scraps from projects and from some scraps that I have been sent by a friend. And this is where I was the last time. So I have only done like a couple of rows. But this is a good podcast or TV watching project. And I am using, oh, what am I using right now? Is this the yarn I'm using? Oh no, is this the yarn I want to use? Oh, I'm getting to use a tiny little scrap, so that's fun. My next color, well, I don't know. I was kind of doing it random, but I'm trying to mix up like the dark and the light. In my head, this is a super bright blanket, but it's kind of, it's muted in real life, I think, which I like. 9:42. I can't wait to use this color again. I think this color may be in there some. This is from Crazy Sock Ladies summer sock camp a few years ago. I made socks with this, and I love this. Those granny stripe projects are really good for like watching TV because you can pretty much do double crochets without looking, and then you can feel the chain space where you're, or the space where you my big project. Oh, I don't. Where you are supposed to put the next section of double crochets. So I really like that for that project. I mean, that is ideal for crochet. not much looking involved. You can really get into some TV watching. And I have been doing a little bit of TV watching, which maybe I will talk about. But I wanted to get one more project, so hold on. Okay, living in my, I'm doing the best I have with what I have, but I'm going to need more yarn bag that my husband got for me in San Antonio at the yarn shop there. I can't remember the name. Oh shoot, I have to think about it. I am working on my Sting poncho. One year I was at TMEA, Texas Music Educators Association conference, or maybe TODA, Texas Orchestra Directors Association. Anyway, one of those conferences, and he had come with me. And while I was in a workshop, he went to the yarn store and asked for 2 skeins of every DK weight yarn they had, because he knew that's what I like to work with, is that DK weight. And I just thought that was so romantic. Okay, my Sting poncho. So I have a show shirt from 2000. And I sliced it up the side seams. And then I added yarn for a poncho. And I need 17 rows on my second sleeve. And I'm at 15. So I have 2 rows to go. So I have really been working on this. I really love these blue, green colors in the sleeves. And I cannot wait to finish this and get some use out of it. Not now because it's too hot, but in October, November. And work on my next t-shirt project. So I bought at Target, I think they had Frog and Toad t-shirts, and I love Frog and Toad. And so I have those, and they're a little too tight, but if I cut the side seam again, I want to put like strips of like granny squares or something down the sides to just make it a little wider. And I think that'll be cute. So I got this idea off of YouTube, and I don't remember who I watched to get the idea. Okay, I forgot to do my acquisitions, and I want to show you my acquisitions. Okay, first of all, my son, for my Mother's Day present, my middle child, he had given me Destination Yarn fingering weight 75% superwash merino wool, 25% yarn nylon in the colorway, I think it was Deep Space, and it was a beautiful dark blue. I had been saving it because I knew he had gotten me another colorway from that collection, and I wanted to show them together. Well, I put that one skein of yarn aside to show you. I can't find it. So, can't find it. But I have Artemis 2. This was the Artemis collection, and I was so excited. So he got me this. Look at that. The blue of the Deep Space was kind of that color. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera because the ring light is so bright I can't see anything, but I'm really excited to do something. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I'm doing something, and they'll pair up because it'll be so beautiful. He did not like this colorway as much in person. On the photo, he loved it. I picked out like what I wanted, and so he picked out 2 of, there were 5 colors I wanted. He picked out 2. So, and I think I said what my favorites were. This was my favorite, and the Deep Space was my favorite. But I'm really excited to use this yarn, and I hope I find, I will find. I just need to organize myself. Okay, and then my husband and I had a bet of something going. I can't remember what it was, but he lost. He lost twice. So I ordered me 2 skeins of yarn from Suburban Stitcher. She was having a sale, and I got these. She's a sponsor of Splashpad Party by Downseller Studio, run by Downseller Studio. But I haven't even wound these up, so I need to wind these up. So I got Merino DK, 100% superwash fine merino. I got it in Floating the River colorway. Which is beautiful. Reminds me of summer. And then this is for Splashpad, like the signature color, Under the Sea. And where's my bag? Like, it goes perfect. Perfect. Look at that. So, yeah, I need to wind this up and cast this on so I can finish it before Splashpad's over. I think it ends at the end of July, so I don't have very much time left. I should set this out. I remember. Okay. Then Knit Picks had a sale. My husband does not know this. I was so excited about working with the cotton yarn, and I found a whole bunch of cotton, like cardigans and things that I wanted to make. And I don't think I bought enough yarn to make a cardigan. I mean, in mass, yes, I did on Moss, but not individually. But so I got 8 skeins of each of these. They were $2 a skein. Each skein is this is Comfy Sport Weight by Knit Picks. Each skein is 136 yards, 50 grams. So I got, do these have color names? I don't know. Having to wear glasses to see is very frustrating. Okay, Seafoam. I got 8 skeins of that. Sorry for the crinkling. I got 8 skeins of Celestial. It's a lovely purple blue. I got 8 skeins. I should have gotten, I guess, 10 because all of these are half packages, but I got 8 skeins of Merino. Look at that. These are 75% Pima cotton and 25% acrylic. I also got are these the same? Ooh. I lost my mind on this colorway. Peapod. Because I got 14 skeins of this. I probably had a plan for it, but I don't know what it was. And then I got, have I said this one already? Honeydew. So, I am set. Oh, did I say this one? Some of them were loose balls skeins, and then some of them were in packages. So I hid these for my husband, although they are sitting in the living room. He could see them if he paid attention, but he doesn't pay attention. Just because I didn't want to tell him I spent $80 on yarn. But I'm going to have amazing sweaters. So, okay, those are my acquisitions. That's all I've done. I've been very happy with my makes. Just really enjoying lazy summer. It's like I'm on summer break. So I have that same feeling of I can do whatever, whenever, like time has no meaning, which I really enjoy. So I've been doing some reading. Okay, so I didn't get the sticker off altogether, but I picked up at half price. I saw these, well, hold on, I wanted to look something up. Okay, I found what I was looking for. So Piers Anthony, in the 80s, wrote, and oh, he has one, he's some I haven't read. He wrote books about the incarnation of death. Is that the right word? Incarnation. And time, and oh, you know, the people that weave the threads of past, present, and future, of war, of earth, all those like kind of Greek god, kind of Roman god kind of things. And I really enjoyed that series. if you want to, it's called The Incarnations of Immortality, and the first book was On a Pale Horse. I really enjoyed that. I read On a Pale Horse, bearing an hourglass with a tangled skein, wielding a red sword, being a green mother, and that's kind of where I stopped. And then he had three more books after that. And I just was really fascinated by that. Well, then at the bookstore, maybe on my birthday, we went to Half Price Books, my daughter and I found the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse books by Laura Thalassa, and this is Pestilence. It's a romance, and I was okay, like, what? So here's the blurb on the back. I read this, well, okay, let me read the blurb first. They came to Earth, pestilence, war, famine, and death. 4 horsemen riding their screaming steeds, racing to the corners of the world. 4 horsemen with the power to destroy all of humanity. They came to Earth, and they came to end us all. When Pestilence, the first of the horsemen, comes for Sarah Burns' town, one thing is certain. Everyone she knows and loves is marked for death. Unless, of course, the angelic-looking horseman is stopped, which is exactly what Sarah has in mind when she shoots the unholy beast off his steed. Too bad no one told her Pestilence can't be killed. Alive and furious, the horseman takes Sarah prisoner, determined to make her suffer for impeding his mission. Despite her pleas, nothing and no one gets in the way of his orders to destroy humankind. Only the longer Pestilence spends beside Sarah's bravery and compassion, the more he seems to understand her and humanity. And the longer Sarah travels with Pestilence and his plague, the more uncertain she grows about his true feelings toward her and hers towards him. Sarah might still be able to save the world, but she'll have to sacrifice her heart in the process. Of course. Okay, so this book was weird because he causes horrible, like a plague. And this was written in 2018. And then this particular book and cover came out in 2023. I don't know how she wrote this, but I've decided if I find the rest of the books at half price, like if I go, we found these at a store that I usually don't go to, and it had like a really nice display of all 4 of the books. And I thought, oh, I'll buy all 4, but then I thought, what if I don't like it? Because this seems kind of weird. If I find them, I'm going to get them and read them. And if I don't, it'll be okay. But it's just different. It's just different. You know, it's a lot of that, like, I don't know, I want to call it Stockholm Syndrome, where you fall in love with your captor, right? And there's some God references in there, so that is intriguing to me. I like that part. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how far they go with that. I read the first chapter because it was at the end of this book of the second one, which is War. And are they all going to be the same? Like, I'm a horseman and I'm causing grief upon the earth, and oh, now you've fallen in love with me. Let's get married. But meanwhile, my brother is coming to destroy the earth some more. I don't know. It was just, it's really cool how people can come up with all these concepts. Why can't I come up with concepts and write books on them? Sigh. But now I want to go back and read the Piers Anthony stuff, especially the ones I haven't read. So I think I'm going to look and see if I can get those from my library. So I really like them. Piers Anthony wrote the Xanth books, and that was like his most popular series. So he's a good author. I like him. Okay, what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, okay. I'm also reading a book called Dwelling by Emily Hunt Kivel. This is for the what is it called? I put the link to my library website for this one because this is One Book, One Garland. I live in the city of Garland. And it's a citywide initiative, reading initiative for adults, for everybody to read the same book. And you can check it out on your Kindle app on Libby. And there's enough for everybody. You don't have, there's no waiting list. It goes through, it started June 6th and it goes all the way through the 19th of September. And this is the book, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm not very far in, but sorry, I threw Pestilence. It says, the world is ending. It has been ending for some time. When did the ending begin? Perhaps when Evie's mother died, or when her father died soon after. Perhaps when her sister Elena was forcibly institutionalized in a psychiatric hippie commune in Colorado. Certainly at some point over the last year, as New York City spun down the tubes, as bedbugs and vultures descended, as apartments crumbled to the ground, and no one had the time or money to fight it, or even really to notice. And then one day, the ending is complete. Every renter is evicted en masse. En masse? Is that how you say that? Leaving only the landlords and owners, the demented, the aristocratic, the luckiest few. Evie, parentless, sisterless, basically friendless, underemployed, has nothing and no one except, she remembers, a second cousin in Texas, in a strange town called Gulick, where nothing is as it seems. Sincere as it is playful and generous in its insights, Dwelling offers a hero's journey for renters and fatalist millennials alike. How we can love flawed places, institutions, basements, a moldy converted ink factory, or even a shoe, as much as flawed people, is a testament to chosen families, to community building, to creating something capitalism can't take. So I've tried to do these I'm not very good with book club books, so I've tried to do this before and I haven't finished, but I think I'm going to finish this one. The Texas element is intriguing, and the, renters are all evicted. That was interesting. So it's pretty good. And I thought it was cool how they're doing it. So they had a paint and sip. I wish I could have gone to that to start it off, like the kickoff for that. This is my library in Garland. They're doing a adult fairy tale writing workshop next week, which I might go to if I can get in. They're doing a creative writing workshop in July, and then craft a cozy book nook. That's fun. My daughter and I are going to have to go to that. Oh yeah. And then an evening with the author in September as to close it. So you get to meet with her and listen to her talk. Oh, she's going to do a live reading. So I think that is neat. I really love libraries doing all this work for us and bringing us together. And so that's pretty fun, I think. Does your library do that? Do you have, I would love to know. Have you participated in anything like that? Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. He's gotta wake up sometime. I need to let him out of his room. He just makes fun of me whenever I'm doing something. So I just get self-conscious. That's all. He teases me. All in love. But still. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is my weight loss journey. Okay, so this is a tiny little thing. It's a tiny little thing, but I'm really working. So I'm in perimenopause. If you're not interested in this, please stop listening. But I'm in perimenopause. I'm doing hormone control therapy. I'm replacement therapy, excuse me. So it's like I'm being controlled by a robot. I am not on I'm not on a shot. What do they call GLP? Because my insurance wouldn't approve it. And now I'm sort of glad now, because I've been listening to my friends who are on them and reading about it. And I don't know. It'd be nice if I could do this without that much medical help. And maybe I will still have to have it. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying I went from taking no medicines other than eye drops for my eye condition to I'm on 4 pills plus the supplements I'm supposed to be taking. That's 7. What? In a year? That's crazy. So positions. Okay, I'll insert that. So I have been, okay, so these are the things that I'm doing. And I decided last week I need to get really serious about them because I'm paying for some of these things. I need to quit paying for things if they're not going to work. So I'm paying for Weight Watchers, just the basic thing. So I've been trying to do my Weight Watchers. I had 4 days this week of being under or at my point goal. So that's good. Ate some amazing meals. One meal I wanted to tell you about, it was a salad, like a fruit salad. And it wasn't a meal, I had it with something else, but it was really good. You take blueberries and strawberries that you slice or chop up, and then sliced bananas. Sliced bananas have to go last. That's very important. I saw this on YouTube, and I wish I could find it again. But you take an 1/8 cup of honey and 2 tablespoons of lime juice and mix that together, and then pour that over your fruit and mix that up. You want to do the bananas last because if you put them on the bottom, they smush, they liquefy kind of. So you don't want that, but you mix that up, and that is so good. And it was 2 tablespoons of honey. I think it was 2 points, maybe 3 points, 2 points. It was really good. On Weight Watchers, fruit doesn't count as a point. You still have to watch your calorie goal, but my calorie goal's been fine. Except for yesterday, I went to dinner and had a hamburger and some really yummy fries and ate all of it. And so the hamburger alone was all of my points for the day. So, but I'm losing. So I've lost a total now of 7 pounds. 3 of those pounds were last week. Sure, water weight. Sure. But something moved. I haven't had water weight move before. Okay, so the other thing I'm doing, because I've got arthritic knees and I'm trying not to, I don't want the knee replacement surgery that my doctor has said I need. I am doing 20 minutes every day of biking on my indoor bike, slow. My goal is to keep it 10 miles per hour, but if my knees are really sore, I just do 7 miles per hour. And by the end of the 20 minutes, my knees are lubricated and they feel good. And then, not right after, but sometime during the day, I've been doing Get Fit with Rick. I participate in his, I purchased a year program, and we're doing a 12-month program that I've started. This is my 3rd time to start it. And I just go right back to month 1. But I've been doing it on my rebounder, which is hard but fun at the same time. I have determined self-diagnosed ADHD. I do not have an attention span for exercise. So when I'm riding my bike, I'm watching a YouTube video or sometimes reading a book, and I'm knitting. That keeps me going. When I am jumping on the rebounder, health bouncing, not jumping because my knees are bad, but when I'm on the rebounder, if I'm just listening to music or even watching a YouTube video, it's boring. I don't like it. But if I'm doing these movements, I highly recommend go look on YouTube, look up Get Fit with Rick. He's got tons of free videos out there. He's so much fun. It's so good. But I've just thought it would be funny to see if I could do them on my rebounder. Now, some of the exercises I cannot do. They are too hard or they cause too much pain. Your rebounder does slow you down in the, he does his with music. He's very beat conscious because he was a dancer, and I love that. But it's hard. So when it's too hard, I just do the health bounce. So I've been doing 20 minutes of that. I don't make it all the way through the video, but that's really good for me. And then I've been trying on my treadmill to get 5 minutes of walking after dinner. Sometimes I get that done, sometimes I don't. But I'm so excited that the scale is moving. I hope it keeps going. So give me all your good vibes and give me your hints, because I would love that. Love to hear. Okay. All right, I'm gonna film the cut in for my acquisitions, because I've really been waiting to show you my acquisitions. And then, but for now, this is done. Oh, my stomach, I need to eat, I guess. Oh, okay, that's the other thing I'm doing. I'm sorry. I'm doing a fasting window. I'm doing 14-10. So 10 hours of eating, solid eating. No, I'm just kidding. My 10-hour window, and then 14 hours not eating. So I try to eat between 10 and 8. It's like doing the math. I don't do math. Is that 10 hours? Yes, it is. Susie. So that has been helpful too. The only thing I don't do is I do have coffee with cream and sugar before that. So technically I'm not doing the fasting correctly, because I have that pretty early in the morning, but I tried to do the black coffee and it just wasn't enjoyable. So I'm doing some coffee with half and half and a little bit of sugar. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I hope your health journey is going well. I hope you are getting lots of crafting time. I hope you are finding new things to learn and do during this summer. And don't watch the news too much, because it's very depressing. Okay. I'll talk to you later.